Hey guys, welcome back to Ball Moonlight Vlogs, or hello if you're new. My name is Raven, and on this channel I like to talk about everything handmade, homemade, and cozy. On Wednesdays I like to bake with you guys. Originally I started this content structure with the idea that like every other week I would do a savory dish because, well, you don't want to eat sugar every week. That's out the window. We're not doing that anymore. I'm just gonna keep baking sweets because, well, I mean, really that's just who I am as a person. We're not blaming it on anything. But this week is a special week. We're celebrating my birthday. So you can't yell at me for eating cake. You probably could, but I'm not gonna listen. Anyways, I turned 25 on the 25th, so I figured what better recipe or bake to share with you than my birthday cake. For my birthday, I wanted a chocolate hazelnut cake. I wanted like Nutella vibes, so there is real Nutella in the cake with a raspberry jam in the middle. I didn't know if I wanted raspberries like in the cake or on the cake or between the cake, so I decided to go with between the cake, and I made a homemade raspberry jam. Didn't show you guys that portion, but like I did try and show everything else. If we're being honest, I didn't show me making the jam because I didn't want to wipe the stove. I am currently drinking espresso out of a repurposed olive jar because dishwasher's running, and this is the only thing that I had that was short enough to sit under the espresso machine. So tell me what you're drinking in the comments down below, and let's just jump into making some cake, because cake. Oh, did I already mention that I know the cake is ugly? The cake is ugly. I know it's ugly. If it was for someone else, I would care, but it's for me. It's my birthday. I don't need a fancy cake. I just wanted a yummy cake. And it came out pretty good, so let's just jump in.
Alright, starting off, I put all of the dry ingredients into a bowl. This recipe would have worked a little bit better in the mixer, but I really wanted to try toughing it out and feeling like a real baker, so I did it all by hand, at least until the frosting bit. But we started off with some flour, sugar, and cocoa powder. This recipe uses less than a full cup of cocoa powder, which I think is really cool because the hot water really helps to make it bloom, and it creates a very chocolatey taste, and it's lovely and wonderful. I mix all of the dry ingredients together very thoroughly before I add in any moisture, which the moisture comes from some almond milk because I don't buy dairy, and some safflower oil. It doesn't call for safflower oil, it's just the only oil I had on hand, which not my preference. I would say I like grapeseed oil more than that. And I also mixed in eggs. I wanted to make sure that the eggs were fully incorporated into this batter paste before we started worrying about the hot water because I didn't want to scramble the eggs. I also added in about a half cup of Nutella. Maybe it was a little less, I can't remember. I remember that it didn't fit into the container and I had to scoop it with a spoon. I don't know why that's what I remember, but here we are. I went ahead and started mixing it in. The hot water, which you can see in the corner is going, really helped to soften and fully mix in the Nutella. I probably didn't even need to add the Nutella beforehand, but there we go. I went back and forth with a plain old whisk and a basic rubber spatula until I had this beautiful batter. Does this batter not make you crave brownies? Like, it's beautiful. And now I want brownies. Cool. Now you know what next week's video is, because now I need brownies. I used safflower oil to oil the pans. Once again, would not recommend using this. The cakes stuck so bad. But I didn't find that out until later. So the cakes went in. I want to say they were done within 30 minutes. And it was just a plain old bake. I went and took a Chinese food break because it's my birthday and I can. And then they came out and they went straight into the fridge to cool. I used a plate to separate them so that they weren't squishing each other because I immediately squished the first one that I pulled out of the oven, which still makes me sad. While they were cooling, I went ahead and started on the frosting. I couldn't find a recipe for frosting that I liked, so I tried to wing it. I think it came out pretty good. It didn't need as much butter as I put in. That was some nice good Kerrygold butter and a good amount of Nutella, and I just kept adding powdered sugar until I liked the consistency. Look at how beautiful this raspberry jam is. I made that while either while the cakes were baking or while they were cooling. I think it was while they were baking so that the jam could also cool. But it was just raspberries and sugar, and they came out so pretty, and it was a really good jam. I didn't measure it, so I can't really share that with you guys. I really just eyeballed it because I've been watching a lot of Great British Baking, and I felt overly confident on this thing that I never make. But it paid off, and I don't regret it. I frosted the top of the cake, but not the sides, because when I tried to do a little swipe just to see, I pulled off cake. Like, I pulled off a really big chunk of cake. So there was no chance of being able to do a crumb topping. But it was still beautiful in its own ugly way and absolutely freaking delicious. And I made sure to get a little bit of a crumb shot so you guys can see the inside. It was nice and moist and beautiful and delicious.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I know the cake is ugly, but I promise it was delicious. I really think that if you like chocolate and hazelnut, you should try it. I was thinking, like, while I was baking, that like maybe instead of doing Nutella in the cake, it was really good in the frosting, but I think instead of doing that in the cake, maybe adding hazelnuts or a hazelnut essence of some sort to bump up the flavor. I've made this cake without the hazelnut in it before, and it has a very rich, decadent chocolatey taste to it, and I feel like the Nutella kind of mellowed that chocolatey, and I wanted to be punched in the face with some chocolate, okay? I feel like the Nutella wasn't the best use there. I also think, like, if you wanted to decorate this, one, probably frost the sides if that's what you're into, and two, I think like Ferrero Rocher, I think that's just all they're called, the Ferrero Rocher candies would have been beautiful on top. Those are like my favorite candy. They're so good and so unsafe to have in the house because I inhale them. I think those would have been really cool on top. This cake would be really pretty if I was decorating it for someone else. Like, if I make a cake for Zach, it'll probably be real pretty and way more worth posting a video about. But I just wanted to hang out with you guys on my birthday and like try and feel like there was something normal going on with everything going on this year. Obviously I couldn't have a party, but I did. I actually was looking forward to a birthday party last year because I'm turning 25 on the 25th, and that just felt special. This is also the first year that I didn't even get to like go out to the zoo or to a hike or anything, so it kind of sucks, but it'll be okay as long as we stay inside and we wear a mask and we wash our hands. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much to everyone that sent me birthday wishes over the weekend. Please make sure to hit subscribe. I make videos 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and don't forget to find the magic in the small things. I will see you guys on Friday.